Good evening, everyone. This is Pradeep, Ambassador of Change from GETI, the Global Education and Training Institute of Lucknow. We are the premier institute in all of India for training teachers and principals, and we have many in-service and pre-service programs. And for more such information, please go to 740-840-1000. Right now, you are on our disruptive education platform provided to us by our mentor, Dr. Shri. On this platform, we have met and interacted with more than 1,400 educators from India and all over the world. And this evening, we very proudly present Dr. Arvind Kumar Jha. He's the academic director of the Shri Chintamani Education Trust in Parli, Baijnath in Maharashtra. He's an MA and an MEd. He has a PG diploma in management and an honorary doctorate from the Commonwealth University. He is the principal director academics for the last 30 years there and guest lecturer in Tripura, supervisor, child development and guidance. And his life mission is to serve humanity. His hobbies are games and sports, oratorial activities, traveling, stagecraft. So he's a very multifaceted person, and uh, he has many awards also. He's been honored with. So he's Education Leader 2017, Pride of India 2018, Principal Award 2018, India Icon uh, 2019, and an honorary doctorate. The Chanakya Shiksha Vidyalaya 2019, honored by JK Lakshmipat University in Jaipur in 2019, uh, Indian Humanitarian Award in 2020, the Gurupshanad Samman in 2020, a promising leader in Indian education, International Education Conclave 2021, and Lifetime Achievement Award from the Sutra event 2021. So he'll be speaking to us today or interacting with us today on how to make a career out of your hobbies. So thank you, sir. Good evening and welcome, and thank you for being with us. And over to you, sir.
Good evening and thank you. Uh, Today's topic is really very interesting, and I believe that the maximum of the students they do not understand what is hidden talent within them. But before going precisely, I would like to make a bit difference between your liking, your interest, your keen and hobby. Suppose I am interested to just draw or sketching. I am keen in sports and games and sports. Uh, I like singing, bathroom singing like that. But hobby is something entirely different out of these four. And the question is that how to make that one as your career, is it, sir?
Sir, absolutely.
So, before going how to make this as your career, let us start from our education structure and the policy. If really we wish that whatever the hidden talent or the hobby a person is having to pursue as his or her career, we have to see three important things. One is that the family, second is your institution, school, and third, the individual one. There is triangular relation between these three, and that is the area where we have to see properly, if at all we wish that hobby can be converted into your career. Hobby is something which is within you. You 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 only know that And the moment it is being recognized, known outside, then you start thinking upon, can I make my profession or my career out of that? In today's scenario, things are definitely different from previous 10 or 20 years back, because anything which you have, if at all you are interested, if at all you are dedicated and devoted, that you can convert into your career. For example, if you are good in singing, you have so many platforms. We every day, almost we watch on TV or otherwise the newcomers. Even if you are good in good carpenter, there is huge demand of that. Even if you are a gym trainer, you have. Only thing is that how your that hobby or that hidden talent and how you are going to make that one a profession, and then that profession into your passion, or sometimes vice versa, and then it can be your mission of life, and that can give you a bread and butter. The question is that, as I said earlier, let me go back. Our education policy, I have spoken from so many different platforms that we do not have right now education system. We have education policy. The difference between education policy and education system is that if you have a system, you will naturally grow. If you have simply policy, you will be simply going through. For example, if you go back to Mahabharata time or the period, you see the same Guru Dronacharya, why he asked Arjuna for archery and Bhima for Gada, because that was recognized. That was the talent these both having. So today again we have so many options, if at all it is being recognized or it is being diagnosed at the school level, and equally the parents are taken into confidence, and then after we are going to provide proper professional training, vocational courses, so that a child can develop that hobby or that talent into his or her career. That is what I believe, sir. But still,
True, sir.
yes, sir, please.
Yeah, it's absolutely, and those schools who offer many hobbies, etc., and where the principal himself is interested in all these things, those children get motivated to try and move out of their, in spite of being very bright students, they get motivated to try things like photography. There's so many fields within photography, games. There's so many games at so many
Exactly.
levels. And, yes, sir.
So, first of all, let me say what you said, that bad student or like that. In my 34, 35 years of career, I have never used bad student or good student. I simply use that, okay, he might be slow learner in that particular academic area. As you said, he might be fantastic in game sports. He might be excellent in photography, what you say. The problem lies, what I said there, that neither institution nor parents are at all serious about whatever the strong point that particular child is having. So that is
True.
why I was saying, in my opinion, the ideal institution should be nursery, LKG, UKG 3, and then 1 to 5th. This 8 years is sufficient to know what is the basic talent of a child. If he is good in mathematics, let him go. If he is good in science, let him go. If at all he is good in game sports, please try to have basic training or basic, what I should say, the guidelines in that particular field, so that student, because that is something latent talent. And not only that, always in life we have to keep plan 1, plan 2, plan 3, like that. If at all he's not good in maths, fine, let him have biology. If he's not even good there, let him have art and draw, or singing, or anything. But I believe firmly that every child is special and every child is having something basic. The problem lies that under this our structure, whether it is family, society, or the institution, that particular talent never coming out. We are not giving that sort of training, vocational training, guidelines, and even still, we believe that, in spite of we are saying that we are uh, very moving towards a skill India, or we are very progressive society, or like that. Still, these things are not in the mainstream of your career or your future. So that is also one area where there should be straight and complete uh, policy and structure. At least a child can grow whatever he or she is having that hidden talent. That is why what I mean to say, sir.
Yes, sir. And certainly he can make a career out of if he's really good and he has the correct motivation. He can certainly make a career out of his extracurricular activities. But even if he goes into the normal field and becomes an engineer or a doctor or a teacher or whatever, it is always important to have these hobbies. It can also be a sideline business. It can be developed into a sideline business, as well as it will keep you sane when you are occupied somewhere else. It is always good to have a hobby which you can indulge in, which is like a safety valve for you, and keeps stress away from you. So, yeah, totally. I mean, the merit is not just that the person will go and get a job, but the merit is that the person is able to entertain himself. And that is one of the definitions of civilization, that if you are able to entertain yourself and able to entertain another person, then you're supposed to be civilized. So, uh, Sone pe Sohaga, if you can turn that into a money making hobby, it's even better because you'll be enjoying it all the while as you earn. Sir,
Exactly, sir. See, before you start to entertain other, you never try to check yourself that you have started already entertaining yourself. And once you start entertaining yourself, it means that soul is connected over here. And once that soul is going to be kept alive or satisfied, definitely then you can entertain to others. See, Sachin Tendulkar was born to become a cricketer. A.R. Rahman was born to become a musician. Apart from that, one thing more I would like to add, you sir. This is very, I mean, interesting but typical thing. If you look back history, or even you say, see today, those who did extraordinary work in any field, whether going on moon or going on Everest, or even have other invention or geographical discoveries. That was madness. That was the extreme of passion. And that is why we are knowing so many things and we are being provided so many things, because they were mad. And that was the junoon, that was the passion. So that all started from entertaining yourself, satisfying yourself. And then that become even some of the things that became later on the institution itself, isn't it? So
true.
even today we see that so many young, they are starting with a startup and all. They are starting small things and they're happy in their life. Even if we take the record from, we know that even after 5th, after 8th, after 10th, after 12th. So many things are being done independently and even side by side. And that is what? That is again, I will say that is hobby. That is some talent that particular individual is having. Question is that, as you said very rightly, yet you have to entertain yourself. So long you are entertaining yourself, you are satisfied. It means that your hobby is alive. The moment you are starting to commercialize that one, that is not. I said that you must have profession. You look for career. That is fine. But the moment you are going to commercialize, then your that passion is over. Your hobby is over. That is no more hobby now. It has become a daily routine work life. I have seen so many, maybe interested in photography, maybe interested in acting, maybe interested in dancing and all. What is happening? Initially, they are bubbling with the energy. They are so much passionate about their hobbies that once they are settled down, they started earning, then they are just sitting down and sending other office bearer or the tutor, I mean the students or like that, I mean whom they are coaching and all. So that becomes something like a commercial aspect, or you can say you have started a business like that. Here, you will have to differentiate. Suppose you are settled down, you are a good photographer, you earn name and fame, then you are having a studio. But later on, when you were running for a site, eye-catching site and all, but later on, what become? You are sitting in the studio and you are sending someone. Where is your passion? Where is your hobby? So my concern is that so long you have kept alive that one, it is your hobby. And going for career is not bad, but you have to keep that one alive. You must keep that one updated. You every single day you must have to learn something, to give something new, whatever you had. And it is rightly said that once you are trying to have something, and the moment you are going to grab and you are having in your hand, that much importance is not given to that particular, maybe a person, maybe a thing, or maybe your choice, whatever it is. जो जो चीज आपको हासिल हो जाती है, उसके बाद हम उसका महत्व समझते नहीं हैं. वो पैशन तभी तक रहता है. So long I am just trying to have that, or I'm fighting to have that one. So my concern is that hobby is good so long it is entertaining you, and equally you are entertaining to others, and you are earning, that is fine. But the moment you have stopped to give new thing, or you are not passionate about your that hobby, I don't think that is your hobby. Let me give you another example. What is today's trend? Today's trend is that the art, any art, you say, your writing, your photography, your singing, your dancing, anything you are going to express yourself through. Initially, it was your creation, then it was going into the market. Nowadays, what we are doing, we survey in advance the market prior to giving something. So, our even art is going to be market oriented. So, that way, my clear stand is that if at all it is being noticed in the beginning, and then it is being trained properly, and of course if that line or direction is given by the proper organization or the institution, and so long he or she is contributing basic of that hobby or the creation, it is fine, it is your hobby. The moment your creation is out of your head and heart, that will not remain your hobby. That is what I understand.
True, sir, but a lot of people, what they do is uh, they keep up their interest by teaching others. So, training others in their particular hobby, that gives them a connection with their hobby. Because once you make it a livelihood, it is correct in a way that, it's no longer a passion. But with many people, it remains that. Especially those people who are into adventure sports and things like that. They just love their climbing. And even though they are organizing the whole thing because they have to earn money out of it, uh, they always go and climb a few peaks on their own. You know? So, or just be there with nature. So,
See, exactly, sir. Actually, so far you were referring about the teaching. What I believe that in teaching, if you have come by choice, that is interesting thing. But if you have come by chance, see, there is difference. Second thing, teaching cannot be your hobby. Teaching, in my opinion, if really you wish to be a teacher, that should be your life breath. That should be your mission, even above than passion, right? So if you have, then you are a teacher. If we go to dig something more, as I said, those who are coming by chance, you see, sir, we are facing a national crisis. Even your son, your daughter, or anybody who is going to say his son or daughter that you become a teacher, hardly. You go for engineering, go for medical, go for IAS, CA, etc.,
no, sir,
etc.
excuse me. I wasn't talking about teaching as a teacher. I was talking about teaching your hobby. Getting other people interested in your hobby. Not particularly teaching, not going into teaching. I totally agree with you. If you have come to teaching as a last resort, you're not going to be a very good teacher unless you have to make an absolute
Exactly,
effort. You'll
exactly,
have to make
exactly.
an effort, and then you can, of course, become a good teacher.
Right. So, if out of your hobbies, if you want to teach someone, suppose you are good orator, or you are a motivator, or even you are a good script writer, uh, anything you can train, you can teach side by side, and even you can earn. Again, I will go back. What is happening once you are settled down with that hobby, and you have started earning? The moment you are going, see, you take example of Sachin Tendulkar or anyone. So we all the Indians were considering him as a god of cricket and all, right? Now Sachin Tendulkar as a cricketer and Sachin Tendulkar as a human being, right? Sachin Tendulkar, he is having tremendous individual record, but by Sachin Tendulkar, how many he guided to become a general cricketer into an extraordinary cricketer? And on the basis of that, the brand he used to have, even film stars, you go, they were good in acting, that's fine. The ones they started endorsement and they are having the money, see, the lifestyle is changed. What they are contributing to other, my simple thing is that you may be good in anything and you are earning from there. Are you teaching are you passing on the legacy, or are you training someone, or you giving proper guidelines or coaching to the coming generation? You cannot make that one your hobby, because once you have settled down, you had that hobby, You made it as your profession or career, whatever you say, and you have started earning even your skill later on. Because once you are settled down, you are not trying to have something new. You are not even going to re-engineer your mind. Even you are not going to research yourself that what extra I can add. So once you are coming in comfortable zone, then after I believe there is a question mark on your hobby. In anything you can get. I hardly get that someone is going to give some sort of tips or guiding or teaching. So this is not happening exactly. Otherwise, we would have different scene. Even one thing more, when you were saying teaching, suppose you are a good orator or motivator or a speaker. So there is huge, I mean, scope in that field. How to you can train a public speaking course that is lacking. We have seen the students who are having lots of, I mean, information, or they are having the knowledge, but how to speak at public place and how to present, that is again an area you can guide. So it is whatever you are having. Uh, the principle says that you should pass on, you should train to another one who is requiring. So, but hardly it is happening, sir.
True, but see, what you said was that if a person has a hobby and makes it a career, then he loses that aspect. What I was saying is that those who want to actually continue with their hobbies and make it meaningful, find ways to pass it on to others,
Exactly.
whatever your hobby is, and your hobby need not necessarily become your career, right? But it's always important to keep that hobby on, right? So that it's a stress reliever from your work. And people with hobbies are generally happier than people without hobbies, even if it is just keeping pets, any such thing. So some passion in life. That's what I always tell my students, that you must have at least one madness in life. Don't be like me where I have 10 madnesses in life, but at least have one madness in life. And that madness, of course, would be a passion, which would probably be their hobby or their skill. So, like that, sir.
That madness only will keep you alive. And what
Yeah.
you said, that once you are going to convert your hobby into your career, there are two things. One is that as an individual, you made that one your career. That is fine. And if you create an institution or a platform so that others can also be benefited from there, that will be your true contribution. And that is only possible so long you are continuing trying new thing in that your particular hobby. The moment you are settled down, the moment you are saturated, then that hobby is over. What I mean to say, hobby, if it is in, I mean, within you, it is something like a child. So long a child is there in your heart, you are alive. So the same, that hobby as a child is alive in your head and your heart. Your hobby is alive.
True. So as long as you are getting some benefit out of it, either for your own well-being and peace of mind, and for others, well, it's a very valuable thing. And most people who are very passionate about their hobbies do manage to pass it on to others, maybe their own children or something like that, but they do manage to pass it on to others. So,
Exactly.
thank you, sir, for that talk. And on hobbies, very interesting, and how to make a career out of them, out of your hobbies. And even if you don't make a career, make sure that you carry on with it because it is going to be of great benefit to you. So, good evening, everybody. And before we leave, I request you to watch our detox from our disruptive literacy movement by Global Dream, which has been an initiative by Dr. Sunita Gandhi since 2014, The whole idea is that everyone should be participating in ensuring the numeracy and literacy of all our brothers and sisters in India, especially those who are underprivileged, and those of us who can teach more than one should be doing that, so that it becomes a people's movement and benefits everybody. The benefits seep down right down to the most needy of our uh, beautiful nation. And for this, we have several talks a day. And for more information on the talks that you would like to listen to, please contact 740-840-1000. So thank you, Dr. Arvind Jha, for
Thank
that,
you, sir. Okay.
for those ideas. And I'm sure this will benefit anybody who watches it. So
Thank
good evening, everybody. Thank you, sir. Good evening,
thank you.
everybody.